Hey guys, welcome back to Evony with Genghis on server 68. So, gonna talk about mounted bosses with you. If you didn't catch my video yesterday, I did mounted bosses against monsters, which generals were the best. Today we're gonna do just straight PvP mounted generals. Also, check my Discord link in the video description. I'm going to start doing that on every video because it's like my number one question I get is how can I get the Discord link? And apparently it expires all the time. So I'll just regenerate a new one every day and put in the video and just check the latest video if you need it, I guess. So anyways, let's check out the generals. So let's just start with early game. Generals you're going to see often from people, and these are not guys you're going to keep for a long time. So keeping that in mind, make sure that you do not waste time doing their specs. So you're going to see a lot of Khalid early game because he has increased mounted troop attack by 20%, and he's pretty decent all around. Do not do these. These are for siege. So don't do these for Khalid if you're going to be using him for mounted bosses. But he's solid, and the reason why people use him is because he's available in the tavern. So exact same thing over here. Is he in China, I believe? Yes, Li Jing. Same thing. He's easy to get early game, and he gives you 35% right off the jump. So he's someone you would use often early in the game. You'll see him on other people's keeps or your own. And then the other guy here, the big one that you'll always see early game, is Takeda. Same thing as Khalid. They're almost identical, except Takeda actually has mounted specs. But again, I would not do that. You're not going to use him late game PvP. Another one that you'll get is this guy, Seleucus. He is the new Alexander. Basically, you get him in your first pack you buy, and he's fast, so people use him. Because what else do you use speed for, right? And then, actually he has ground troop, and then mounted at the end, so he's just a mixed bag of junk. So avoid these guys, but it's okay to use them. Just do not do their specs, right? So these things down here, just do not do them. It's okay to use these guys early in the game, but that's it. So I checked out a couple of the other new generals. I've been hearing a lot of buzz about a few of them, two in particular, and I just don't think they hold up well against the big four. So there is Cyrus, and if you check him out, he appears good, right? Increased range and siege by 15 and mounted by 25. And then you look at all his specs, and they're all mounted. So he is a mounted general. So 25, 35, 45 attack, 51. And then the final one, another 20, 71. That just doesn't hold up against Hannibal, Roland, Martinez. Those guys are pushing 90. So this guy doesn't hold up. He is solid. There's nothing wrong with using him. But you will get a little bit better performance from the big four. And the big four really haven't changed. Let's get to the other guy who came into the game recently, Maximilian. And he is here, and again, solid guy, really good defense too, amazing. I feel like this guy might be, he's got some debuff ability. He might actually have some sort of skill in new Evony, because Evony's kind of changing the developers. It seems like they're kind of maybe favoring mixed troop rallies. So this guy could be really good in that. So increase your mounted troop attack and defense by 30 and reduce your enemy ranged. And ranged archers are horses' arch enemy, right? They attack them, so you reduce it by 20. And then here you get 10 more attack, more debuff. So that's, snipe generally goes on all the sub-generals. So it's kind of telling you that. More attack and 30% attack here and 30% more range debuff. I feel like this guy would be really good in a rally with that big 120, 9.35 defense there. He's got really good cores. I can't hate on this guy. My only thing is I would wait and see what truly elite players do. If you start to see him appearing in All-Stars, in a lot of the guys' keeps, I'd really give him a second look. But for now, if you get him, do not sell him. This guy has big time potential. He in a straight up 1v1 of the other big four horse generals, he does not hold up. But he may have a greater purpose. How Evony's giving us new gears and bigger rallies, and people are mixing those rallies up. Okay, now we're going to get into the big four. And honestly, you can't go wrong with any of them. It used to be big three, Roland, Martinez. He's the old school guy. He's, where is he? Did I pass him? He should be near the top since he's one of the older guys. Maybe my eyes just missed him because I was looking on the right side. But anyways, Martinez he's in other. And along with Hannibal. So Hannibal came into the game about a year ago. He's awesome. And so is Martinez. So forever Martinez was the best. And then Hannibal came into the game. And Roland. And they surpassed Martinez. And just look at this attack, right? So look at Martinez here. 120. That's as high as you go. But he only goes up 8.85. And if we go over to Maximilian here, he goes up by 9.35 at the base level, and that only gets higher as you go add gold on defense. So that's what I'm saying. I think Maximilian might be really, really sneaky good, and people are sleeping on him. Anyways, let's get back to Martinez. So Martinez used to be hands down the best mounted general in the game. But if you read here, Evony made an update. When they added K40. So Martinez used to only be able to use a pasture dragon, so he had to use Fafnir. And he was held back by that because when people would get Wonder 3 and make All-Stars, they'd get this other mounted dragon that was in the Wonder and not the pasture, and Martinez couldn't use it. But now it says he can use any dragon. So Martinez is now back in the top echelon of mounted generals. And then a new guy came out to go with those three, and that is Gaius right here. So that's the big four. And if you just want to add these up just to see why Cyrus doesn't quite add up to them. So Cyrus has 70 attack. And right here, Gaius has 40, 50, 60, 66, and then 30 more. So 96. And he can take an attack book. And then when you look at Roland and Hannibal, exact same thing. And now attack isn't everything, but it does matter. It's probably the most important. So attack 30, 40, 50, 60, 85, and he can take an attack book. And then when we go over here, Hannibal, 15 and 20, 35 if you bring a dragon, 45, 55, 65, and that's 96, that's 101, 65 plus 36. So he is massive. Hannibal, especially if you can get his final specialty done. Now, Martinez, you cannot put an attack book on him. That is his deficiency. So right here, he is 40% if you bring the dragon with him right off the get-go. 50, 70, 80, and then 46 at the end there, 126, but you cannot put that attack book on him. So he loses 25 where you put 25 on everybody else. But Martinez is awesome. Like, there is no denying it. So much goes into his final specialty, though, with 46%. So It's basically a tie between all of those four guys now. I actually, if I was to start over with a general, I have Hannibal right now. I would actually probably do Gaius. I really like this guy. But I have heard from other people that Roland and Hannibal and Martinez are slightly better than Gaius. But my opinion is I would probably go with him. But all four of them are basically tied. You can get other guys. Don't be fooled. There are other guys. Like this guy just looks so cool. Robert Geisgard. Increase mounted troop attack 25 and then reduce enemy ground and mount defense 15. He looks cool. I wish he was something special, but he's crap. I got him in an epic pack. I was just holding out, waiting, wondering, hey, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe he's good. No, he's not. And there's all sorts of other guys like that. Like El Cid here. Again, El Cid looks good. Mounted troop attack by 10. Mounted troop 15 more if bringing a dragon. So you're 25, 35, 45, 51, and then 30 more at the end, up to 81. Very solid general for sure, but definitely not one of the best guys. Barbarossa, again, I talked about him yesterday. Most of these guys who are at the lower levels or the mid levels are excellent for bosses because you could put an attack book and a mounted attack book on him. So in terms of what books you want to put on your generals to PvP with, here's my Hannibal. Now he's in training. I'm going to switch him over from Martinez very soon. The gear on him is just to hold it so I don't have to look at it in my inventory. But attack 25, troop speed 20, and march size 12. And then if we look at our rankings up here, our general rankings, looking at the top players here. So let's look Roland on Whistling Pig. He's one of the top players, and he has an attack book, a march size, and he has monster troop attack. So he uses him as a dual purpose general. And you could do that also. Lots of people do that. They don't all just have PvP generals. I'm surprised actually we don't see some luck books on some of these. So mounted troop attack, mounted troop defense, and mounted troop HP. And I will just say that these are two guys in my alliance that I showed. The fact they don't have luck books on their top mounted generals that's a very unselfish thing to do because they're going to attack major monsters on the server for their whole alliance without getting that double book. They're only going to get the VIP double, so it's less chances. But we can continue to look here. Martinez on Laia here. Another good one. Mounted troop HP, march size, and against monsters. I'm looking for, this is the one I was looking for here. So this is another one of the top players, and he has mounted troop speed, mounted troop HP, and march size. Always attack first, and then mounted troop speed if it's for PvP, and then after that it's up to you, defense or march size, that sort of stuff. But let me know in the comments who you're using as mounted troop generals for PvP. Let me know if you think otherwise on the big four, which is my opinion. Pretty standard opinion, nothing too risky there. Let me know if you have found a purpose for Maximilian. Do you agree with me that he might be a really, really good rally general? Maybe that's his purpose. Or are you using him on a sub for that minus 20 range debuff? This is Genghis, server 68. Like, subscribe, leave a comment.